What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember that job we went to on a Sunday morning a couple weeks ago for a no heat emergency service call? And we found that horrible boiler cave. Remember that one? Well, today, we're gonna rip all that nasty stuff out. We're gonna try to give them heat. I got a bunch of PEX. I got some insulation for the PEX. I got crimp fittings, and I got plenty of PEX fittings. Let's see if we can give this family some warmth today. Because for the past, I guess, month that she's been having the heat on in this newly purchased home, purchased as is at auction, she got a little over her head, but we're gonna deliver some warmth today and make her and her abuela and her family nice and warm. Let's go! At least they used a shark bite. They could have used a hose clamp. Just saying. All right, today's mission. We have to restore heat to this home. We have a couple pieces of baseboard down here in the basement that some genius decided to use aqua PEX instead of heat PEX, so it lacks that oxygen barrier. We have this boiler cave, no exaggeration, that someone decided to try to make a floor warming system using that same pack, so we're gonna rip all that out. At least they were smart enough to use a shark bite and not a hose clamp. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. And this chase, when we open this up, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's really crazy. It really, really is crazy. Oh, man. Don't even get me started. All right, we're gonna start opening up the ceiling as needed. Trying to make nice, neat, and orderly holes while we go along. I'm sure that some people are gonna say, Mikey Pipes, what are you doing? You should use a level. Okay, there's the pipe, it's inside here. You should use a level and a square and this and that. And I say, shut the front door. You're not here. You're not paying for the bill. So let me do my thing. I need to be inside there. Okay, that's cool. Really, it's right there, inside here. Okay, so there is the loop. I just put a T there. Not a monoflow T, just a T, and thought that that would work. Crazy. Crazy. I may just have to abandon everything that we have and start over. I think that may be the best choice here. All right, I've been at it for about 2 hours now. Let me show you what I did. It was easier to basically try to cut out as much as possible and then reroute. First floor, right side front. I have a piece of baseboard right above us here that was going to this piece of copper and 1/2 inch with just basically T's. As you can see what they did here, they're just feeding. They're feeding whatever they're trying to feed. I don't even know where this is going. This is going down. There's nothing here, right? They're feeding, not even using monoflow T's or nothing, and So I cut it out. I drilled new holes for supply and return, and I just ran new 3/4 inch PEX, heat PEX. This is coming from the back of the house, so I'm picking up the radiator. Here's the return from the radiator. I drilled some holes, and I pick up my first floor left side radiator that was connected to these 1/2 inch lines, again with just whatever tees, closely spaced tees. I don't know, maybe they watched a video about closely spaced tees and they thought that was okay. So this is going to the radiator, coming back, and then that completes my first floor front. So I home run it all the way across in the hole that was already here and keep going. And then I pick up my kitchen piece of slant fin baseboard there, feeding it, coming back, and this is going to my boiler. These are abandoned. This is what Barry has been working on, basement zone. And I have this line here coming across and then going to our boiler. So I have one line here and another line here. Now that will complete my first floor. Hi, Peter. That will complete my first floor. I have a second floor front bedroom that has a piece of baseboard on this left wall of the home on the second floor. I took a quick measurement. I knew I was gonna be here somewhere. Sure enough, there's those lines, and I'm not exaggerating. This is how they thought. They ran the 3/4 inch main, and they put closely spaced tees here, if you want to call it that, to pick up the baseboard. I have one here. I got another one. It's probably going to be somewhere in there. I'm going to have to open up the wall in this closet, but yep. Fun. Meanwhile, Barry's re-roughing this baseboard, the baseboard on the opposite side of the stairs and that, and bringing that into the boiler room. So hopefully we're done by lunch. I have never operated at such a messy job site. Never. Let me explain to you how this works. Here's the boiler. It's like a pot of water on the stove, right? We have a pipe leaving, we have a pipe coming back. Think of it just like that. A pipe sends water to heat the home, a pipe brings the water back so it's reheated on the stove. Copy? This right here lets water travel only one direction. Doesn't really matter right now. It's a single zone boiler and set up for a single zone, so it doesn't really matter. If the boiler's on and the circulator's on, we're gonna have heat traveling throughout the house. So pot of water being heated by natural gas, leaves the boiler, comes up across. This is my basement. Now I have 3 pipes leave this area, 3 pipes come back. We have basement, first floor, second floor. So basement feeds the 2 pieces of baseboard and the one in the bathroom. Follow me if you can. Goes here, there, boom, goes that way. Two pieces of baseboard, there's the return pipe. I wanted to minimize how much I was cutting. We come around here, we go around, we pick up the piece of baseboard in the bathroom. Comes around, goes back to the boiler, okay? It goes back to the boiler, but not to just go back to the boiler. It's gonna hook up now to, let's see where it is. It is, I believe it is this one. Nope. That one. Oh, that's very sketchy. This one, sorry. This one goes here, goes to our bathroom, comes back, goes there, travels across here, then it goes to the second floor, okay? And feeds 2 pieces of baseboard, first floor, second floor. So we follow this pipe right here. Follow the pipe. Comes here, comes across, goes up to that copper 1/2 inch line, going to the second floor left rear bedroom. Here's the return from that. It comes back down, across. I shoot across here now. I'm going here. Now I'm here. And I go to second floor front left bedroom. Supply, return. Return goes all the way back to the boiler. I'll tell you why I'm doing this in a minute. all the way back to the boiler, and then hooks up to first floor right there. See that? There's the second floor return. First floor goes this way. Sorry. Stops in the kitchen. Stops the kitchen, piece of baseboard, leaves the kitchen, comes across, keeps going here, feeds baseboard, first floor, front left. The return is right here, comes across, first floor, front right baseboard, feeding it. This is the old one, abandoned. Old one abandoned. Here's the return, and this goes all the way back to the boiler. One of the messiest job sites I've ever worked on. I feel embarrassed, but I was not going to clean up every time I made a hole. I was only going to clean up once because it's not even 1 o'clock yet. Okay. Now, you may be asking, well, why is there 3 pipes leaving, 3 pipes coming back? Because we are planning to replace the boiler and the water heater, put a tankless combi in, and we're going to have 3 zones: basement, first floor, second floor. And when that's done, all the piping will be in place. I just got to cut as needed. Have a nice day. Easy peasy. And the floor warming system, I cut out a bunch of it, but it's abandoned. The rest of it is like just abandoned in place, but like this one right here, it's not going anywhere. Loops back around and it disappears. Right there, see? Look what they did here. It's a floor warming system. See this? Floor warming. Gotta love it. I think John Phillips did this. But what we can do here, we could create a floor warming system here very easily. We can get those steel panels that screw onto the underside with short little screws and PEX through there. And then we want to have a mixing valve and a zone and have 120 degree water going through there, and you'll warm the floor. You're not going to heat the room, but you'll definitely warm the floor. You can also warm the floor just by insulating, and it would be nicey nice. But getting it done, baby. And happy birthday, Howie Fader. All right, 1 o'clock. Time to purge. That's off. Let's open up this. This is the boiler feed valve. We're filling the boiler. It'd help if I close the valve that was left closed when we drained it earlier. So water is now coming in through the boiler pressure reducing valve, taking house pressure, which is usually around 60 psi, reducing it down to 12. And right now we're feeding water down because this valve is closed. Actually, we're not feeding anything right now. Right now we're just pressurizing. We are just pressurizing right now. Looks like we're at pressure. Now, our valve is gonna take water from this side, opening up that drain. Now we're forcing all of the pressure or purging through all the piping. Okay, so the pressure reducing valve is making up water, making up the pressure that's being lost. Fast filling. Remember, it has a lot of feet of pipe. Probably about 200 feet, 250 feet of pipe that we installed. A lot of water moving. My foot on the hose, because once this decides to let out the water, it's going to be quite impressive. Here we go. Here it comes. There's our loop. And now we are purging across 3 levels of this home on one zone. There's our circulation. I'm just gonna pop this open, get a little bit of that air that was right there out and above the valve that's closed. I'm still fast filling. Pretty impressive. Water leaves here, travels 250 feet, comes back here. Pretty impressive. Okay, I'm quite confident with that. Let's open that up. Let's close our drain valve and see a look at our pressure. About, looks like maybe 5 psi. Let's add some more pressure. That gauge may not be right either. Probably not. Let's leave it like that for now. Let's turn this bad boy on. And there's the damper opening. Yep, damper is opening. There's ignition. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Wow. Amazing. So I was starting to clean up and I heard the boiler turn off. I'm like, that's odd. Like, the house is 60 degrees. The boiler should not turn off because we just ran all new piping and it's leaving hot and it's kind of cold on the return. And don't really look like we're moving water, but doesn't look like we're dropping the temperature either. It's kind of reminds me of a Dan Holohan class that I took maybe about 15 years ago about properly sizing heating equipment for the area that it needs to heat. This is a CGA 5, I believe. Yeah, CGA 5, 140,000 BTUs. And not for nothing, let me show you how much baseboard we have and show you how grossly oversized this boiler is. We have about, let's say, 4 feet, right? 4 feet there. About 3 feet there. Make sure there's no water on the floor. So that's 7 feet. Okay. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll say another 7 feet. 14 feet of baseboard heating in the basement. Okay, 14 feet. Remember that. Here we go. And then let's say another 6 feet. That's 20. Another 4, 24. Another 4, 28. Let's call it 5 feet. 28 and 5 is 32, right? Yeah. And let's say 6. 32 and 6, 38 feet. It's warm. 38 feet of baseboard. So we got 38 feet of baseboard. Let's give the benefit of the doubt. Let's round up. Let's actually round up to 50 feet. 50 feet of baseboard across 3 floors. Let's times that by 620 BTUs that slant fin number 30 baseboard heat put out per linear foot. So 610 BTUs per foot. We have 50 feet. We need 30,500 BTUs to heat this home based on the existing heat output. This is 140,000 gross input atmospheric venting gas boiler. Do the math. We have a grossly oversized heating system for no reason, because when this was installed, I guess this is like bigger is better, right? But it's not the case. When you oversize the system, you're going to shock the boiler, especially a cast iron boiler like this. It's not a condensing boiler. You get that low return water going back to it, and it's short cycling. No bueno. You're going to kill your boiler. And that's the reason why this boiler is short cycling, because it's grossly oversized. And they could really, really use a modulating condensing boiler, and it would properly heat this home at 140, 150 degrees of normal water temperature going through it, and it'll condense most of the time. Food for thought. All right, 10 minutes to 2. Let's use our thermal imaging camera. Make sure all of our heat is working. Okay, that's good. All right, this one's good. That one's good. Okay, second floor rear bedroom and second floor front bedroom. Very nice. Very, very nice. We got fortunate that the risers going up to the second floor bedrooms were in copper and not Aquapex, and they were smart enough to use the Aquapex there on the 1/2 inch. So I can almost guarantee this house was a monoflow system, and with radiators or convectors or sunrads in each room, and that was being fed with a 1/2 inch, probably off a 1 inch main with monoflow tees. That way, if you don't want heat in a room, you can close the valve with the radiator or sunrad convector and still have heat. Mission accomplished. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the Long Island, New York City metropolitan area, you're tired of getting bamboozled by your plumber or HVAC contractor, pick up the phone and call me at 516-348-6300. Or save time, book online at pipedoc.net. Thank you again for watching. Make sure you subscribe and smash that thumbs up button.